This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ, or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Magandang umaga po. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you for joining us today on Lab Notes, brought to you by the District of Virginia. I'm Brother Andrew Wynn, live from High Point, North Carolina. We will understand the science behind cyber threats to help us understand how cyber attacks work and why prevention measures are essential and effective. We will learn information to help us stay vigilant on the internet in an environment filled with potential cyber criminals and threats who use various tactics to steal information and cause disarray and other trouble. Now, we are blessed with three fantastic guests. First of all, Brother Kyle Fry has a bachelor's in science, in computer science from the Georgia Tech, is enrolled in a Master's of Science in Information Technology at Kennesaw State University and works in the IT field as an administrator. Brother Kyle, a very active brother from a part of our Kadiwa, not yet married, from South Atlanta, please introduce yourself.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It is a pleasure to be back on INCRadio.
Thank you. And the pleasure is ours also to have you back with your expertise and your very engaging personality. We also are blessed to have with us Sister Lauren Voss, a very active Kadiwa from Charlotte. Sister Lauren, say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today once again.
And we may also have Sister Dane Dino with us if she's able to come in later in the show. And if she does, we will introduce you to her when she comes in at that time. Now, I'd like Sister Lauren to ask us a question for those in the chat, which we'll answer later. The trivia question, Sister Lauren.
So today the trivia question is, what is the name of the software code that encrypts the victim device's data and demands a large payment to encrypt it?
And I certainly don't want to have that happen to my computer or anybody's computer who's listening to the show today. Now, I'd like the tech team to get ready to share some slides with us. Well, I'm going to ask two reflection statements and greetings messages for those like Sister Gloria Cassidy and the others who are already in our chat. First, have you or someone you know been a victim of a cyber attack? I hope not. Secondly, what do you do to defend against potential cyber attacks? Now, those will be some of what we'll discuss in the chat. And in the live chat, let's see what we have here. Hold on a second. I've got to press this button. Okay, Sister Lauren, if you could tell us what's in the chat, because it did not process on my cell phone as I expected it to. Oh, here we go. Now I'm in. Go ahead, Sister Lauren, if you can share something from the chat you'd like to share.
Yes, right now, Brother Andrew, the chat is greeting each other. We have Brother Darwin. Good afternoon, brethren throughout the district. Brother June Ancheta from Charlotte. Hello, local of Somerville. Hello, local of Columbia. Hello, local of High Point.
Excellent. Brother Mario Oka, who's from Caloocan in the Philippines, says, good morning here in the Philippines and enjoy watching here on INCRadio Virginia Satellite Studio. He also said, and Sister Anna Blash, she's from Charlotte. She says, hello, everyone. Oh, it's another beautiful Saturday, cold day right here on INCRadio program. Happy viewing. And there's so much more we have. Brother Jeremy Pizarro, who's the resident minister of South Atlanta, says, hello, Brother Kyle Fry. He's addressing our guest. And with that, we'd like to get to our discussion point and open it up with Brother Kyle. But we'd like to go to the slides first. Brother Kyle, do you see the slides?
I do not see them yet, Paul.
Okay. Sister Lauren, do you see the slides?
Now we do.
Okay, go ahead, Brother Kyle. Read some of the slides for us.
Sure. So first off, we have types of malware and cyber threats. So first off, malware, short for malicious software, is software code that is intentionally written to cause harm to a system for an attacker's personal gain to sabotage a victim's computer.
And that makes sense because malware is partly from the word mala in Latin, which means bad. So these are actors with bad intentions who are trying to do something harmful to your computer, your software, and potentially you. Please continue.
Sure. So then we have to talk about different types of malware. So we have something called ransomware, right? So ransomware is malware that encrypts a victim's data and it demands payment in order to unencrypt it. Usually these payments are very large and they come in something called cryptocurrency, which is something that is completely different than the regular currency that we use across different nations. And also it's very hard to track without the use of federal authorities. Then we have Trojan horses. Trojan horses are malware that disguise themselves as legitimate programs. And once executed, they start running malicious programs like spyware, keyloggers, and even viruses. And then we have to talk about other types of software, such as spyware. So spyware is malware that is hidden on the system that secretly logs user activity, such as you logging into your accounts, the screen recordings that you may be viewing, your camera, maybe even your microphone, what you're listening to, what you're talking about, and even viewing your personal messages. And
Now,
then,
now
yes.
in our chat, Sister Vanessa from says, so proud of Brother Kyle, one of our organists here in South Atlanta. Go ahead and continue, Brother Kyle.
Yes, and so then we also have to talk about worms and viruses. So worms and viruses are malware that spread from file to file, and mainly for worms, also system to system. And they have the intent of infecting as many devices as possible. And they do this in order for hackers to either gain control of these systems, to steal data, or completely destroy these systems.
So worms could be used to take over ostensibly the data processing of the corporation, correct?
That's right. Mainly they spread through emails, through network files, and other ways that you can use social engineering as well to psychologically manipulate organization employees to click on these links and affect other computers as well.
Now, Sister Zenaida Novostreros from the Greater Toronto area says, hello, Paul, INCRadio, Virginia. Congratulations. Greeting from Midtown Toronto, District of Greater Toronto. So it's nice that we have listeners from north of the border. And in Canada, they face similar problems as we do, also in Brazil and anywhere in the world. So, Brother Kyle, is it correct for me to say that these threats are not just in the United States, but they're worldwide?
Absolutely. It's an international issue, and every country, every nation, no matter where you are, you have to stay vigilant.
Now, Sister Lauren, I think Brother Kyle has answered our discussion points that I was going to cover. So I was wondering if you could share anything with the internet. And then after that, Brother Kyle could go to the next slides and you could ask him the next two discussion points.
Yes, now, Brother Kyle, can you elaborate on different cyber attacks such as data breaches, brute force attacks, credential stuffing attacks, and man-in-the-middle attacks?
Sure. So these cyber attacks that you mentioned are cyber attacks that are most apparent in everyday life, and they have to deal with logging into accounts and the information that you share on your accounts. First off, we have data breaches, like you mentioned. Data breaches are cybersecurity incidents where a company, an organization, or an application owner's highly sensitive information. Usually, this includes your name, your phone number, address, credit card number, your social security number, passwords, and other information like that. It's leaked out into the internet for use by mainly other attackers and adversaries to get access into your account for successful cyber threats and even social engineering, like we discussed last week or a couple of weeks ago. One of the ways that they try to gain access into your accounts using your account itself is something called a brute force attack. So a brute force attack is a hacking attempt where an attacker will use trial and error. Basically, they actually use a program that is designed to attempt millions upon millions of passwords a day, the most commonly used passwords at that, to correctly guess a user's password and gain entry into their online account. Sometimes, though, these programs are not very they're not very dumb, and they'll realize that, oh, someone's trying to attempt at a password, so we'll lock it after how many attempts. Well, this is where some hackers and adversaries get a little clever, and they use something called a credential stuffing attack. So using the data that they get from a data breach, they can attempt to access your account utilizing compromised passwords that, again, they find in a data breach under your name, under your email address, or a username, to hopefully guess the password correctly if you used your password more than once for multiple accounts. And also, another type of attack that is a little bit more technical, but it is just as dangerous, is something called the man in the middle attack. And these attacks are adversarial attempts, again, to steal information from you. But this time, it's not by trying to prod into an account that you own. It's by actually trying to steal information while it's in transit from your computer or your device over to the actual website where you want to send the information to. And it does this by disguising itself as the actual website on the network that you are on. Usually it's on a public free Wi-Fi network where there's no password. And they will attempt to steal that information while it's in transit and then actually pass it off to the legitimate website so that you don't notice anything. The website that the information is going to doesn't notice anything, but your attacker actually still got the information they wanted.
So I would like to know, Brother Kyle, detail some ways to prevent everyday cyber threats. I'm going to throw one out there, but I want you to explain some better ones. And mine is just to use the USB to back up my laptop every so often. But go ahead and give us the best ones.
So that's a good point, using a USB to back up your hard drive in case you were to unfortunately have something like a data loss attack. You'll suffer from one of those. But there are some other tactics as well. One of them is to use a cloud backup solution. Cloud backup solutions are automatic and they run almost 24/7. So even if you lose access to that USB, or you lose it for some reason, then you'll be able to go back and use those cloud backups to restore your data. And in particular, there are prevention against usual everyday cyber threats, right? While we were discussing about those cyber threats in passwords earlier, the most common one and the one that's probably the most emphasized is to never use the same password more than once. Never use it twice and above, and never just include numbers or just alphabetical characters. There is a very famous mathematical formula that is used in information security that basically says using one of those programs that attackers will brute force into, if you just include numbers or alphabetical characters, your password can be cracked in just less than 1 minute. Okay, so another type of thing is to mix up your password symbols. So if you mix up your password symbols and even use something called a password vault application, you remember these different credentials, so you never have to write them down and post them on a sticky note somewhere on your room, where again, that information could be used against you at one point. Another way is to set up multi-factor authentication. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago with social engineering, but also multi-factor authentication can be used as a last defense. So in the case you were unfortunately targeted for one of these password attacks and it was successful, multi-factor authentication acts as a last defense because it will not let you log in, or rather will not let your attacker log in unless they have something that your phone number got, an email that they got, or even your fingerprint. So unless your attacker had one of those as well, that multi-factor authentication would act as that last defense. Okay.
Now we have some humor in the live chat. Brother Darwin Johnson says, I eat spam for breakfast. Brother Darwin Johnson also says, special shout out to Sister Mo De La Rosa for taking her oath as a choir member yesterday. Another Kapati says, Ka Ipe says, we had spam fried rice this morning. And he also says, eat the spam, don't click the spam. I know they like to eat spam in Hawaii. Sister Tin Magno Asilla says, Radiant High Point. Shout out for those who are in the chapel right now for the Bataras. Please join watching INC Radio, Paul. A brother Ipe also says, spam and rice is good. Spam and your login info is bad. So we have a lot of humor going on with between spam that we eat, which is good for us, and spam that can be very harmful for us as far as a data breach. Now, what I'd like you to do, Brother Kyle, is to give your shout outs and your greetings.
Sure. So first of all, warmest greetings to our brother Eduardo Manalo and Angelo Aranyo Manalo po. Also, thank you to Brother Jeremy Pizarro, my resident minister, and also to the Kadiwa of South Atlanta, the Kadiwa of Virginia Beach, my parents who are watching this, and of course, Sister Kayla Pinedable. Thank you.
And Sister Lauren, if you could give your greetings, please.
Yes, Brother Andrew. I would like to send my greetings to my parents who are watching, to all the members from the local congregation of Charlotte. Thank you so much, everyone, to join us today.
And Sister Lauren, if you could ask again the trivia question, and this time also give the answer.
Yes, so the trivia question was, what is the name of the software code that encrypts the victim device's data and demands a large payment to encrypt it? The answer was ransomware.
Now, what I'd like to do is have our Kuya Tech play the It's Not Coincidence, It's Science bumper. Now, there's a study in mathematics called statistics and another one called probability. So when Brother Kyle was talking about those, if your password is all numbers or all words, it's very easy to crack. There's mathematics that prove that if you put in a special character, it makes it much harder to hack your password. So the mathematics is the science, specifically probabilities and statistics, behind that, what Brother Kyle was suggesting. Now, Sister Lauren, I'm getting hungry. What would you like to tell us about?
Yes, Brother Andrew, today we have an amazing recipe from our dear sister Milene Holly. I apologize if I pronounced her name wrong, from the local of Jacksonville. She will be sharing to all of us how to bake a delicious blueberry cake. So please, Kuya Tech,
play our bumper to make us hungry and make us excited to hear
Hi
about
everyone, my name is Sister Mylene Holly. I am a deaconess from the local congregation of Jacksonville, North Carolina. Today I want to share my recipe for my lemon blueberry cake. It's so easy to make and absolutely delicious. You are going to love this one. Let's get started.
These are the ingredients we need. We need eggs, granulated sugar, sour cream, olive oil, vanilla extract, salt, all-purpose flour, baking powder, cornstarch, and powdered sugar. And of course, we will need lemon and fresh blueberries. And here are the directions to make my delicious lemon blueberry cake. This is so quick and easy to make. This is my go-to for unexpected visitors and it always disappears fast. This is my favorite tea time and coffee time blueberry cake. And trust me, it will be your favorite too once you give it a try. This cake is bursting with sweet blueberry flavor. It's time to bake it. Now let's see if it's ready. This looks good. Be sure to let the cake rest in the pan for 15 to 20 minutes before you remove the ring. Okay. Mhm. This looks delicious and it's super duper easy to make. The powdered sugar is optional, so you don't have to add it if you don't want it too sweet. Now it's ready. Enjoy it with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. I hope you guys will try it and enjoy it. Again, I'm Sister Mylene Holly from the local congregation of Jacksonville, North Carolina. Thank you.
You are welcome, Sister Mylene. And maybe we can go down to Jacksonville and sample some of that lemon blueberry cake. Very, very delicious. Now, what we'd like to do is invite brethren to submit videos for cooking or baking or salad preparation or gardening or sports or other videos to be considered for airing in a future program. Now, we'd like to, Sister Lauren, what's next?
Next is our church news bumper.
Church
Kuya Kat.
current news and update.
Thank you, Brother Mike Blash, for the great voiceover. Now, yesterday we had a fantastic seminar workshop on winter preparedness by the Society of Communicators and Networkers in our district. And we also had a very inspirational special choir gathering. Now, Sister Lauren, did you have anything else to say before we wrapped up our show?
No, Brother Andrew, today was a really important and interesting topic. So not just for our dear old members inside the church or in our own families, but this is something that everyone should start paying attention to, as it is dangerous for our overall perspectives of our lives. So please, 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 to all our dear brethren who are watching this episode, let's all go back to this episode, especially where it was mentioned to us some precautions, and let's all be careful as well.
Thank you very much, Sister Lauren. And thank you also to Brother Kyle Fry. Yet again, another great episode with you as our featured guest. But none of this would be possible without our beloved brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our executive minister, Brother Angelo Iranio Manalo, our deputy executive minister, maraming salamat po, to Brother Wally Tarai, our station manager, to Brother Manly Andaya, our executive producer, to Brother Stephen Inocencio Jr., our district supervising minister, to Brother Ray M. de Mesa, our assistant district minister, to Brother Melvin Bayangoan, our Christian Family Organization overseer, and Brother Denzel Van Malapit, our district multimedia advisor. And again, maraming salamat po. Thank you ever so much. Merci beaucoup to all our loyal listeners. We love you. We love seeing you every week. We would like to wave everybody goodbye and say thank you and see you again next week. Same time, same channel.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being so lovable and supportive to all our programs and our episodes in INC Lab Notes, Virginia. Thank you so much.